Barlow Creations. If you're new to my channel and you're stopping by for the first time, thank you for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. Stick around a while by clicking that red button for more crafting on a budget, more everything on a budget videos to come. And if you click it again when the bell appears, YouTube should notify you every time I'm uploading a new video, depending on the option that you choose in the drop-down menu of the bell. If you're interested in following me on social media, you can find those links, you guessed it, in the description box below. What have I got going on for you for today? Today I am bringing to you a DIY using these wood stars by Crafter's Square that you can get at the Dollar Tree. Now, these stars are not just out for the 4th of July. These are a Crafter's Square wood plaque that I have seen for months and months and months in that section of my Dollar Tree, and I've just never had inspiration enough, I guess, to grab them and do them. And so because the 4th of July was coming, I grabbed 5 of them thinking that I would do something for the 4th of July, but nothing was really coming to me. When I decided, you know what, why does it have to be for the 4th of July? There are so many people who have stars as their theme decor in their kitchen or a bathroom or a bedroom that is non-patriotic. And so I decided that that was the route that I was gonna go with this. One of those pieces using these stars that you can keep up year-round, and of course it's gonna be in the rustic farmhouse decor style. And so again, this is always one of those pieces that you can very easily do to suit your decor style just by switching up some colors and some minor details. I've got to tell you though that there is a twist on today's DIY. And the twist is that this week my daughter Kayla is uploading a video like she typically does once a week. And we decided that it would be fun to get her take on how I'm doing this DIY. And so if you head over to her channel after you watch this DIY, you're gonna hear her do a voiceover on this same DIY. And I guarantee you it's gonna be pretty funny because I'd say that Kayla has kind of a dry, sarcastic sense of humor that I absolutely love. She gets the sarcasm from me, and I think she gets the dry sense of humor from Jeff. But all in all, her sense of humor is what keeps me laughing day after day, keeps me smiling. And so I have not yet seen her video. I decided to wait until she uploaded it to watch it. And so I can't wait to head on over there and watch it after it's been uploaded. So make sure to head on over there, watch that DIY voiceover of hers. Link to her video you can find in my description box below. So let's not waste any more time. Like I always say, let me quit my gabbing and let me show you what I have in mind for this wood plaque star that you can get at the Dollar Tree in the Crafter's Square section just about all year round, I'd say. Alrighty, so getting started, for today's DIY, I'll be using 5 of these wood stars. I want to give these stars a nice rustic wood coloring, and so to do that, I will be using some of Waverly's Wax Antique. This stuff is amazing. The color of it is just so dark and rustic and farmhouse. It's one of my favorite ways to stain wood, even though it's not a stain. But the way I use it, it works perfectly to do that. I like to start off with wood projects like this doing the sides first. Even when painting, not just staining, I feel like you get a nice, cleaner, finished project or DIY if you just start off by doing the edges first. Once you've got your edges good, just go ahead and paint on this antique wax like you would a regular paint. I'm only gonna do one side of this star because I am running low on this antique wax, and my Walmart doesn't seem to be restocking any of the Waverly products or paint. And so I'm guessing that's because maybe some of the workers aren't working or the warehouse is shut down. They don't even have the fabric in my fabric section of my Walmart, and Waverly's got some amazing fat quarter fabrics, and I haven't seen any of those either. And so I really hope that some of the products come back to the store soon, but not at the expense of anybody's health. If you don't have the Waverly Antique Wax and your Walmart doesn't have it in stock, just go for the good old Minwax. They've got a great variety of colors, and so it's a great alternative to this. Once I've got my star completely covered with the wax, I'm gonna go in with a paper towel and wipe off the excess wax. This is not a technique that I typically do, but because I'm going for a lighter wood, because I will be distressing this later, I wanna get some of that excess coloring off so the stars aren't as dark as they would be if I just let this dry. And so it wipes off pretty easily. I'm gonna set all 5 of these aside and let them dry for about a half an hour. Would you look at how beautiful this brown is? I love it. I couldn't be happier with the outcome. To distress these stars and give them a bit of dimension, I will be using just a plain black ink pad and a paintbrush. Now this paintbrush, I cut down the bristles pretty short to make it a bit stiffer because it really does make distressing the edges of something like this a lot easier when you've got a stiffer brush. When you've got a brush that's softer, that's more flimsy, it really doesn't distress well. You really want a stiffer brush, and I tell you, I have been known to use an eyebrow brush because they are stiffer and they work really good. This is a makeup brush. I got a bunch of them from my stepmom Kathleen. She ordered them, she didn't like them, and she knew I'd use them in my DIYs, and she was right. So I'm just gonna take this ink pad, put some ink on my brush, and I'm gonna go along the edges, and if you just do it in a circular motion, you really get that clouded, soft look instead of kind of brushing it on side to side. You're gonna get lines, and so if you just kind of go in a small circular motion, you're gonna get a nice clouded look. You can go out as much or as little into the star as you want. I feel like just about 1/4 of an inch gives it good dimension. And I'm gonna do this to all 5 of my wood stars. Look at how cool that looks. It really does make a huge difference when adding the ink. It gives it so much dimension. Once you've got all 5 done, all that's left to do is to put this together. I'm gonna start off with 2 stars. Now you see here that there's the hole to the star on this one and there's the hole on this one. When you're gluing these together, you want to glue them together the same way that I'm gluing them here, with the holes in these specific areas, because the hole on top of one is going to be where we hang it from, and the hole that's on the side of this one that I'm gluing is going to be hidden by the way I'm placing these stars. And so to hide these holes so it doesn't look like we used stars that should be hung up, if you just place them the way I did, you're gonna be good to go and it'll look good. And we're gonna do this twice. With this one, the star will have the hole at the top here, and with this one, we're just gonna place it off to the side on this side, kind of doing it a mirror imaged opposite of what we did the first 2. Just using some hot glue, I think, is the best bet. When you work with a wax, it kind of doesn't tend to work with wood glue real good, and so I found that just using a lot of hot glue, it holds up just fine. Now taking the 2 sets of stars that we glued together, if you place them just like so, where these 2 points meet where the holes are, we can take our last star and just place it right on top, and it really does hide all of the holes except for this last star, which I promise you, we're gonna fix that later on. And again, I'm just gonna use some hot glue to glue this right on top. Now taking 2 of my new favorite finds by Crafter's Square, these metal words, happy and home. I thought that these would be perfect to add to this. They do have family too, and I thought about putting happy family, but I really ended up liking happy home a lot better. And so again, using some hot glue, I'm just gonna glue these metal words onto these stars. One of my favorite ways of hanging my DIYs up is using the decorative nautical rope that you can get at the Dollar Tree. So flipping this DIY over to the back, doesn't it look great? I am loving this. And using some hot glue, I'm gonna use the holes on the 2 end stars as a guiding point, I guess, as to where to glue my rope to, the ends to. And so just by placing some hot glue, you really want to be generous with your hot glue and really just kind of glob it on so the rope really stays there and it doesn't come apart from the plaque. I'm also going to take the nautical rope and tie a knot. And when I tie this knot, I want it to be good and tight, and you want it to look like a knot. Once you've got it good and tight, you're gonna take your scissors and just cut it real close to the base there, leaving the end of the rope still. So you should be left with a piece that looks like what is just kind of laying there on my table. And you're gonna need 2 of these for this DIY. Then we're gonna flip our DIY over, and on the side where we cut the rope, we're gonna place a generous amount of hot glue, and we're gonna place it right over the hole of the stars. How cool is that? This gives the illusion that the rope is coming through the plaque. I had originally tied 3 knots thinking that I was gonna put a knot in the center star, but it just didn't look right. Why would there be a knot there? And so I'm gonna go to my favorite go-to method to fill in these holes, and I'm gonna use some of Dollar Tree's spackling, and I'm just gonna fill that hole up. Once the hole is filled, before it dries, I'm gonna take a damp sponge and just wipe off the excess spackling. Yes, there is a white spot there, but that is easily remedied by using, yes, why I was doing this, I think it was because I cleaned my brushes, a Q-tip, and some of my brown acrylic paint, and I'm just gonna dot that spot there, and now the hole is gone. And here we have a fun rustic farmhouse piece made out of these wood stars that I feel like is a piece that can be left up year-round. If you're somebody who goes with that star theme, not necessarily the patriotic theme, I think that this is such a fun piece to add. This is definitely a piece that I love, and it was made for the spare room of my house that I'm redoing right now. Make sure to head on over to Kayla's channel and see her take on this DIY and the instructions that she gives you on how to do it. She has hijacked my video and hijacked my channel, so you'll want to head on over there for a good laugh on this DIY. This piece was so quick, so easy, so budget friendly, and what I love about pieces like this is the outcome of this is so rustic and farmhouse. I absolutely love it. A lot of times when you see star decor, it's either in the patriotic theme or a lot of times in the farmhouse theme, and I just love how I made the stars wood. I gave them dimension with that ink, and then of course I could tie it all in together with those aluminum words that the Dollar Tree is carrying. Those are amazing, and I tell you, the next time I see them, I'm gonna pick up a couple more because I think the only word I have left now is family, and I've got a couple more DIYs in mind using them that I can't wait to use in some of my upcoming DIYs that I'll be bringing to you. I hope you all enjoyed today's rustic farmhouse DIY using the wood star plaques that you can get at the Dollar Tree. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and let's get this video to, you guessed it, 5,000 likes, because like I always say, and I know I sound like a broken record, but each and every one of your thumbs up and those comments that you leave down below, they really do help my channel to grow, and it helps YouTube to notice me just a bit more. Until next time, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy crafting on a budget, and bye for now, everybody.